Red alert, Trisha Paytas is pregnant. Did you like that?
I genuinely was like, what is happening right now? You were so prepared.
You said, what's the cold open? I said, it won't be cold. It'll be red fucking hot.
Red fucking hot. Cookie is on the way. Oh my god, that was the best fucking thing.
Drop the mic.
Oh my gosh. Well, on that note, welcome back to Society 97. I'm Kellen.
And I'm Emily, and this week we are doing an episode all about the red flags to look out for in not a relationship, but a friendship.
Yeah, this is a little bit tough too because I think we're a little bit more blinded by this.
Yeah.
You know, like we're prepared to see the red flags in men, but the red flags from like a friendship is like
it's so hard. Like
especially at our age because like
you're making a lot of new friends.
Yeah,
at this age.
and you're also like kind of like not like longing, but like you really want to meet new people and make new friendships, especially when you like move to a whole new city. You're like, we're gonna make these friends. So you kind of force friendships, and I mean, you might force a friendship and then get a good friend out of it,
right?
I don't know.
And you might start a podcast.
Together.
Who knows?
But like, you could also, I don't know. It's just like a weird situation.
Right.
So I think that we kind of overlook this a lot easier than we do with men.
Right, definitely.
So with that being said, I think that we kind of get into the overly nice friend. I think we start off on a high note here, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, like, I mean, just like you said, like, I feel like this is kind of the friendship that you, or the type of red flag that you see, like, in our age a lot is because, like you said, everybody's trying to make friends and everybody's trying to, like, you know, meet people in a new city.
Yeah, like
and
your
so, like,
high school and college friends like aren't even at home half the time now. So it's like you kind of just have to.
Yeah, and so everybody's kind of in the same boat. So it's like I think it's with this one, it's really easy to confuse like just a genuine nice person with this like overly nice friend because they disguise it so well.
Oh, well, and they disguise it so well because almost it's essentially like love bombing in a friendship, right? Like they're so nice up front. They're doing literally anything. They're bending over backwards. You're like, oh my gosh, like you're just a genuinely good person. And like typically if right off the bat, that's how they are. Like they're like overly complimentary. They're always like hyping you up, constantly sending you like TikToks. Now that's a big thing. Like right off the jump, like you met one or two times.
Yeah.
The biggest red flag.
Yeah, and you know,
because why are you doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what's funny about this is it kind of reminds me of like the night when me and you first met and like I was drunk. I literally felt like I was low-key giving these vibes because I was like, yo, we're going to become best friends. And you were kind of like, haha, okay. But I was like, no, like seriously, like you are going to be my best friend. And like,
it's so funny because I'm super laid back. Like I like to get to know you a couple of times. And like, not that I didn't think that you were cool.
Traditionally, as do I. I don't know why I was acting thirsty as fuck for this friendship.
You really were.
I was bending over backwards for that shit.
You did the most. I really literally
did.
That night. It's so funny because we were in this bar, like literally the first time we ever met each other. We're dressed up for Halloween in like ridiculous outfits. Yeah. And you and I were the only two dancing. And you looked at me dead in the eyes on the dance floor. You said, we're best friends. And I remember in that moment, your actual best friend is standing next to you. So I was like, no. Because like, I don't know. You've been in that situation. You're like, I'm not trying to like steal your girl. But
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, then we ate hot dogs together and the rest was fucking history.
I mean, facts.
So, I mean, I guess love bombing can work a little bit.
Yeah, I think the difference is though, like the next day, I wasn't like, hey, we should hang out tomorrow. And the day after that, I wasn't like, hey, let's do this. Like,
yes.
It's very different. Like, I mean, that you can drunkenly tell somebody that you want to be their best friend and it's a little different. But like, yeah, it's the person who's like I want to kind of go back to that compliment thing because that is something that's like, I don't know, like, me personally, I kind of feel weird when people like overly compliment me just in general, because I kind of feel like it's fake.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like at some point it's not genuine anymore. I feel like there has been people in my past that I have met, and like every single time I saw them, and honestly, like, I went to high school with this person. Every single time I saw them in class, every damn day, they had something else to compliment me on, whether it was like the sweatshirt, the shoes, the backpack that I had every single day. Like there was, it could be the pencil I had in my hand. It's like, oh, I like that pencil. Like,
it's like, shut up. Like,
it's
weird.
not a compliment anymore, because now it's like not genuine.
Right.
So no matter whatever else you say, whether you really mean it or not, I don't think that at all.
I mean, it's funny because, like, I've told you this before, but, like, I have this really bad problem where it's, like, I kind of do the opposite of complimenting, but, like, when I see somebody wearing something that's absolute garbage and I hate it.
You're a bitch.
I compliment.
You're such a bitch.
I know, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know.
You didn't even say it. Keep going. Okay, so I just know where you're going.
I will compliment you if, it's different because a true compliment from me is pretty rare, just because I'm not a very like I don't know, I'm not that nice of a person. So like
no, it's you just like you're very guarded. Like you just
like I don't know.
You're
like,
not just gonna throw your cards out.
I'm
there.
not like a hey girly kind of girl. Like that's just not me. And so like whenever I'm like uncomfortable in a situation, or if I like don't really like somebody, I will purposely compliment on the worst thing you are rocking at that moment. Like if you're missing a nail, I will literally be like, oh my god, where did you get your nails done?
The fact that I've witnessed this so many times, and I just have to fucking stand there and be like, fuck, like
and
this bitch.
And
this
I don't,
bitch.
and sometimes I don't mean to do it, but like literally, like I will go through a drive-through and like somebody will just be looking. I don't know what it is, and I'll just be like, oh my god, your hair looks so good. And I'm like, Emily, why the fuck did you say that? Because you did not mean it. And so that's why I feel like these compliments and shit don't mean shit to me.
So you're the love bombing friend is all I'm hearing. Like you're the overly nice friend up front. That's all I'm hearing. Because you did it to me. You did it to the McDonald's drive-through employee.
I mean, I guess. I don't know, but all my true friends, like...
No, that ain't you up front. Yeah, that's not really you.
I mean, I did that once to you. Yeah. But it was like I was drunk and we were vibing. And also she's a Leo and I'm a Libra, so like that kind of is just like
instant best friends. No, but also a part of this is like they always seem that they can't be their own person. Like every person that they're around, or every group of people they're around, they're almost like a chameleon. They morph. They go to what like your interests are and what you like. Like if I say that my favorite color is blue, their favorite color is now blue. Like it does not matter what it is. They just
it's so annoying too, like people like that, because like I'm not a person who likes to gatekeep anything. I will literally, somebody compliments me, my first thing is like, oh my god, got it at this for discounted rate. Like I don't know. But when a bitch starts copying every fucking thing I do, I will literally lie about where I get stuff from. Because I'm like, fucking get your own personality.
I will say, like, in that kind of friendship, though, when you start meeting somebody and you, like, feel as though you have the same interests as them, honestly, it's kind of cool because you're like, oh my god, like, how could we be this similar?
And
like,
that's why it's, like, such a blinded red flag. Because, like, it starts off as kind of, like I don't know, like a compliment to your taste, because you're like, oh, somebody else has the same.
Yeah, you're like, how did we never meet each other before? Like we like the same music, we like the same this, like whatever, it doesn't matter. But like after a while, it becomes, you're like, bitch, do you even know how to eat on your own?
Yeah,
do you know how to wipe your ass on your own? Like I don't think you do.
Form your own opinion
because you don't have one.
Yeah,
and it's so frustrating. And honestly, like those people, I can spot those bitches out immediately. Yeah, immediately, like. You kind of, I can so like go along with it, but I keep you at like an arm's length.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fuck with it because like if you're overly nice, goes into like David Dobrik. Okay, listen, you're overly nice, you're hiding something. You're hiding something. You did some shit in the background that's real fucking shady.
Right.
But like to the front, to the public, you just seem like this
happy-go-lucky. Yeah, everybody loves me. I love everybody.
Like never could have a bad day. No.
Yeah.
So that kind of brings us into our next friendship topic, and that's like the blinded friendship. Like almost like I can't see what everybody else is seeing. Because, and honestly, I think that person is kind of like love bombing that one person in that friend group. So like you don't see the red flags that person carries like everybody else does. And honestly,
you know what? I'm so good at spotting these people though.
Really?
Like I am always that person who like, after somebody gets burned by like a certain person, I'm always like the person who's like, I literally never liked them. Like I am so much that person who's like, everybody will like somebody and I'm like, I don't know, something about them is just like off. Like I don't know what it is, but like I can spot that shit so fast.
You are so good about it too, because I even just tell you about like my other friends here, and not like my specific friends because I know that they're listening, but like other people
be
part of the
shit.
group. But
just
like
kidding.
I'll be saying something and you're like, I don't know, like something's like weird there. Like there, I don't know what it is, but like something ain't. And then like a couple weeks later, like something kind of comes up and I'm like, damn, that bitch was right. Like I don't know, you are very good at that. But basically like this type of person is essentially love bombing you, but they're also have like a very negative, like dramatic connotation to them. Like they're just very
like their energy is
surrounds
always
them.
Yeah, it's almost like they like we kind of talked about this in like a previous episode, but it's like I feel like these are the kind of people who like enjoy when like bad shit is happening.
Yes,
like that's kind of like when they're around. Like they love like if some shit in your life is going wrong, or they always have some shit going wrong in their life.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Like the bitch in high school who like always had like a knee brace.
Yeah.
Or like always was on crutches. Yeah. Or like, I don't know, she couldn't do PE because of some bullshit accident she had. Or she got bit by a spider the night before. And then the next week she ran over a skunk with her car. So now her toe hurts. Like that's exactly what like the type of person that I think this like reminds me. Like they always have something going on in their life and you're like, how?
Yeah, and they're always the victim in it. I think that's like a good thing to point out. Like they are never in the wrong. Like they're always the problem.
Oh, 100%.
Or they're never the problem, but always have problems like happening to them.
Right. And I think that they always kind of are bringing up problems, or they're always playing the victim and putting themselves down to kind of like seek validation in you. And like, I don't know. I've been in so many of these friendships, especially in high school. I mean, a lot of these, I think back to high school because I can easily spot this out now. I guess.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
gotten older.
We're older. I'm like, I feel like we don't really put up with a lot of these red flags anymore. Right. But like, yeah, there was a time where like, I mean, this was just like, I feel like everybody has been in a friendship where they're just like, oh my God, this person is just constantly like,
and they're always like, they only want to talk to you when like drama is like surrounded. Like they can't talk to you about anything else except for like drama.
And they talk to you about like they're constantly talking shit on everybody. Like they never have anything nice to say about anyone.
Oh no. And they kind of always like when they're also talking shit about others, they kind of want to like get that validation, like that they're correct in their opinion or what they're saying is correct.
Yeah.
Also like in themselves, like they put themselves down. Like, I mean, especially just the life I live outside of the podcast. It's just like, I wish I could have arms like you. First of all, that is not a compliment to me because I'm like, I don't like my arms. But to a lot of other people, they're like, I wish I could have your arms because mine aren't that way. And it's like, what do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
How do you want me to respond?
Work harder.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how to like respond to you. Like, and it's just like, you're trying to either like put me down or like bring me up. But like, I don't know how to say it. Like,
no, I know what you're saying. It's like picking out things.
Almost like you want me to validate the fact that like in that situation, like your arms are just as great. And like, I'm not the type of person to be like, your body sucks. Like I would never be that way anyway. But it's like, why are you trying to seek this validation out that like doesn't, there's no purpose. There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that also kind of goes into like, when you are in those friendships that are specifically blinding like friendships, you make a lot of excuses for them. Yeah. Because because again, they always have a problem. Right. There's always something wrong. There's always drama surrounding them. And it's kind of like, typically, not always saying, but like their mental state's always like a big thing. And especially right now, because like mental health is a massive topic. So it's just kind of thrown out there very loosely
it's a very big like buzzword.
Yes.
Like, oh, I need to take a mental health day, or oh, I need to do this. And it's like, yes, we get that because we both feel the same way. Right. But like, if every single time you're interacting with this person and it's always something else, it becomes like just like a cycle of behavior.
Right. So you kind of always make an excuse for their mental state because in the moment you feel really bad. Also, like, other people, like you have to like warn your other friends about them. If you kind of start doing this, I feel like you're like Okay.
Literally nothing is worse than you're like hanging out with some people and they're like, hey, just a heads up, I invited blah blah blah, and like they're really cool once you get to know them, but like at first they're kind of the worst, and it's like, I don't know, they might just be the worst. Like it might not be like it might not be an at first thing.
It's not that serious. They just suck. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, and then like your excuse for that is like, well, they're just going through a lot right now. Like they just like, I promise they're normally really cool, and it's like they're probably just not. Like they probably just suck.
They probably do honestly just suck. And
Yeah.
if you constantly find yourself making excuses for them and like validating them, it's like it gets old after a while. Like those
gets
aren't going to
so
be lasting
old.
friendships anyway. Because like for me, give me 2 weeks, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking over it.
Yeah.
But also, I think another major red flag in this category of friendship is when they always talk about a friend in like past tense. They never have present day friends. They only talk about people in the
And
past.
if they do have present day friends, all they can do is talk shit on those friends. Like they never have anything good to say about their present day friends. But yeah, specifically like literally like they'll refer to all of their friends as like, oh, my ex friend, or like my ex best friend, or like my old friend. And it's like, bitch, why do you have so many ex fucking friends?
Literally.
Like I have people who
Literally.
I've gotten like less close with over the years, but I would never refer to them as like my ex friend, because it's like at the end of the day, if I still wanted to hit them up, I could. Like there's no malice between the relationship, but these people like cannot pick up the phone and like message their old friends, because like their old friends do not fuck with them anymore.
Right. And actually, it's funny. Not that I have like a full story about this, but when I first went to college, like I met a couple of girls, and one girl was on my swim team, and she always talked about how she like didn't have friends back at home, and like not like I was in a relationship all of high school, so not that like I had an abundance of girlfriends. Like I had like a couple, but like those are like my go-to girls. Like I still talk to them all the time, like whatever.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, I was in a relationship, so like I just have no friends from home." How do you have no friends from home and you did a sport? That does
that's
not
true.
add up.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't add up at all. And like at first I was kind of like, okay, like I mean, you kind of get it. No, that bitch showed her true colors within like 3 months. Like after 3 months, it was like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Now
okay,
I get
it now.
Yeah.
And like,
it's always like
but
that.
she also
though.
goes into like the overly nice friend. Like up front, she's like
Oh.
super like nice, and she seems so cool and has like the coolest outfits, and like
Yeah.
you like in a sense like want to be friends with her because like she looks like that bitch. Like you want to be a friend of hers, and then you like she has no friends, no one from her past that talks to her.
Right.
She talks negatively on everybody, and it was like it was super eye opening, and like I learned a lot, I guess, from like that friendship.
Right.
Because like I mean, you go to college and like on it, like it's going back to you just need to make friends. You don't know
Right.
anybody,
Right.
so you're gonna kind of just like take a chance on this girl and hope for the
Yeah.
best. Like
I mean, and the thing too about that is like there's like a difference between like venting to somebody about a friend versus like saying mean things about your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like if this person is constantly saying just like rude, mean things that you wouldn't want said about you, like I don't know, maybe be like, why like do they have so much shit to say?
also in those moments, I'm always thinking like, if you are so free to tell me, someone you don't really know that well, shit about other people in your life,
Right. Like what are you gonna say about me?
what do you say when I'm not there?
Right.
Like literally what is being said, because clearly it's not as good as you talk to my face.
Right.
That's kind of like how I see it. But I mean, maybe not everyone is as like skeptical about people as I am.
I'm just like, you're probably a fucking snake.
Right. And I think this kind of also goes into like a one-sided friendship, right? Like
This is something that's like the most frustrating, I feel like, kind of friendship, because it's almost like a friendship that you really want to have, but like you're the only one wanting to have it. Like it feels like you're the only person like putting in any sort of effort. I mean, it's the same as like a fucking relationship. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like you're fucking reaching at like straws at this point. You're like, just, I mean, give me something. Like I'm so like invested in this friendship, but like you're giving no energy.
especially because, and in that moment too, it's kind of like when you are talking to them, they don't want to engage at all until it's something that like they're interested, or like,
Or it's about their life.
It's about them. Like
Yeah.
it references them, and like I think that's when it's kind of telling that it's very one-sided is when you bring up your life or you bring up things happening day to day for you or whatever, if it doesn't necessarily pertain to them or a topic that they like, and they just completely ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's like you're constantly like reaching out to them, like you're the one who makes plans, you're the one who does all this stuff, and like they are never kind of like reciprocating that energy. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's like you're trying so hard, but then they're not giving it back, and you kind of feel like, what am I doing wrong?
Well, yeah, especially because those are also the people where like they make full on plans with you, and then like Friday night rolls around and like
they're like, hey,
ghost town.
Yeah,
ghost town, or like, hey, so my grandmother's in the hospital, I need to go there. And then meanwhile on Snapchat they're like down at Rebar partying it up, like just weren't invited. They didn't care to ask if you could come with their friends or anything like that. Like, and you're the only one putting in work.
That's like so true. Like I feel like in a lot of these situations, like you will invite them to hang out, like when you have other friends as well, like you're like, hey, like we're gonna go out, like you should come, blah blah blah, then never show up. But then like when they do stuff with other people, you never even get a fucking invite. That's so annoying.
Correct. But that's like a massive part of like a one-sided friendship.
Yeah.
Also that kind of like, maybe you're not invited to stuff, but like when you're around that person, it only seems like you can only have like one or two conversations that like hold your relationship together still. Whether it's like a funny TikTok trend that you're holding on to with each other, or like
oh, remember that one time 5 years ago when we did that, when our friendship was actually like peaking or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so like, it's, I don't know, it's very telling when like every time you guys hang out you have the same conversation, and I feel like that can feel very like, I don't know, it makes you not really want to hang out as much.
Oh yeah,
like it kind of just makes you be like, okay, I mean, what am I getting out of this at this point?
We've like talked this over 1,000 times. I cannot tell you again that this thing that happened in the kitchen in 2018 was funny. Like I get that it's funny, but like, and that is so hard. And honestly, I think especially when that happens in a friendship, it's almost like you were close at one point and now you're not, and now you are just talking about the same 2-3 things over and over again. Right. It honestly is kind of even more sad than like just meeting that friend and like it being one-sided. Like then it's kind of like, I don't know, you're not invited to the party, whatever. But like when you were like friends with this person for so long and now you're only saying like, I don't know, talking about like a couple things. Yeah. It's so sad to like see that friendship like deteriorate, that you almost are like willing to hold on to those like strings or 2-3 conversations just to keep that relationship alive.
Right. And that's the thing is like you can see, I feel like every time when there's a one-sided friendship, like you just see it coming. Like you can
especially
tell.
if it's been like a long-term friendship.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. And that kind of hurts more, I think, than this is like a person you just met 2 months ago.
It does, because it's like you're putting in the effort and you're trying and you're just like, I don't know what else to do. And then I feel like what it makes you feel like is you're like, okay, well, like if you don't care enough to be putting in the effort, like I guess the value of our friendship isn't what I thought it was. And so I don't know, it kind of makes you feel like stupid or like goofy for like trying, you know what I mean? I mean the same as like a relationship would, like you're like, oh my god, like I feel dumb now, like putting in all this effort when you don't even care.
Right, literally going into like not even caring. Like they also don't take like responsibility for like their actions, for like making you feel that way, for not putting in effort, for just always ditching you, for all that stuff. And like they can't see that they're in the wrong. Like they can't ever say sorry or anything. Like that also like hurts in a friendship, especially when you have like you value them so like heavily, and then they can't even recognize like what's happening. The apology
thing is like so hard too, because like I don't know, I'm not a very confrontational person, so like I already have a hard time like bringing up when something like hurts my feelings or like makes me feel some type of way. Like I will literally not bring it up unless it's bothering me so fucking bad that like I cannot stand it. Like I'm definitely the type of person who's just like a pushover when it comes to that.
I avoid it until I'm fucking done. Yeah. And then, oh my god, I will bring up stuff from months ago.
Yeah, which is like a horrible trait. But like 1,000%. I can't help it. Like I don't
1,000%.
It's like, I would rather avoid the confrontation and let it all like bubble up than just like having the conversation
literally,
at the moment.
My best friend in college, like we would have still been close when I left college had we both just been open and honest,
like work through your issues like as they came
but we didn't.
Yeah,
we just kept avoiding, and
then you like develop like almost like a sense of like hatred is a strong
like an animosity,
but like
them.
Yeah, you like have like a certain like you now like are feeling like a certain way towards them that you like never expected to feel because you let all this shit bubble up.
Yes 100%. And because of that, like that kind of starts to form a one-sided like like friendship, because like
probably from both people, right?
Oh,
like,
100%.
You're both like, I don't really want to put in the effort, but 100%. You're also like, but we used to be friends,
because that goes back to like this specific, like, not, we're friends now, and like I absolutely love her, and like honestly I think it came down to like we just could not live together, but like we're good friends other than that, and like she's the best. But like we would literally sit in our room that we shared a room together and just like A, be in silence, or B, like one person would be on their phone as like the other person was talking, or like we could never like say sorry to each other or take like the responsibility for like this like tear that's happening in our friendship. And that is so hard to like.
It is hard, but like kind of the whole point of like what I was saying earlier is just like, even when I get to that point and I'm like, okay, like this is hurting my feelings, it feels so much worse when they are like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Or like they're not truly sorry about it, or they don't even like realize like what their actions are doing. Like it's so frustrating. And like I feel like one-sided friendships are typically that person's never actually gonna say sorry or be sorry about anything, because they don't really care. Like it's a very selfish friendship.
I really think this goes into our next red flag, to be honest with you, and that's like a mentally draining friendship, because I think at the end of that we were getting more into like long-term friendship, right? And the mentally like draining friendship is when like you cannot connect to them anymore. So that's like those like one or two topics that you're talking about all over and over again, and like when you just like kind of realize that person has no idea what's going on in your life anymore, and
they don't really care too.
No,
like, they don't want to really learn about it.
It's actually funny. So I had a friend from high school, and we became close like end of senior year, into this like summer of senior year going into college. We became like pretty close, and like just stayed friends. And every time like I would go home, like I would see her and whatever. And like, I don't know, 2 years into our friendship, my family decides like we were going to move houses. Like we weren't going to live in our family house anymore. We were going to downsize. She legitimately did not know that I was moving until we already moved. Like, but yet I was still her best friend in her mind.
Did you guys ever talk about it?
Oh no, I told her about it multiple times.
And she just didn't remember.
And it's not like we like, I mean, I don't know, you have like a listing for your house, like you posted about it, whatever.
Right.
Like all the rest of our friends in that friend group knew I was moving. How was she the one who didn't know that I was moving?
And she was like your quote unquote best friend or
whatever.
Yeah,
she was supposed to be like my best friend. And then like turned it on me, saying that like I never told her I was a
she like
friend.
gaslit you.
Yeah, she completely gaslit me, and I was like, you just do not care what's going on in my life anymore, and that's completely okay. But like,
it's not my fault.
But like, why should I feel like a complete piece of shit because you don't want to be a part of my life anymore?
Exactly.
And like, I was the only one holding this friendship together. I think another part of that would be like when your friends get engaged or have babies, and like,
you're just like on two different like walks of life at this point. Like you guys aren't like in the same like lifestyle anymore. Like I mean specifically for you and I, because we're at this like middle 20 age, it's like so common for people to like either be getting engaged, getting married, like having kids. Whereas like we are, I mean, grossly single and like have no desire.
Literally today is Valentine's Day and we're recording a podcast. I got chocolates from my dad.
My mom yesterday, she was on the phone with me. She was like, do you got any plans for tomorrow? I was like, tomorrow's Monday, right? And she was like, yeah, do you have any plans? And I was like, why would I have plans on a Monday? She's like, it's Valentine's Day. And then I was like, oh shit. No, yeah, I don't have any. I think I'm going to record a podcast episode, but like other than that, no, nothing. But
seriously though, you're just on a complete different stage of life, and it's not that I
relate.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't care about you or don't want the best for you or don't love you. I just simply can't relate.
I mean, it would be literally like if you got on my TikTok and were on my For You page. Like you would not find any of that content like relatable.
Okay,
or
to
like
those people listening. Her TikTok For You page is the most niche TikTok.
And kind of random.
It is never been seen before. Never been done. But first of all, she also sees all the trends before they even like pop off.
Yeah.
You know everything like 3 days before I even see them on my For You page.
Which is weird because I'm not really on like quote unquote like mainstream TikTok.
No, you have a very niche.
Yeah.
It's very anime, like bootleg type videos.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like they're like foreign people like speaking completely different language, making like weird at home movie like film making in like fast forward.
Like if anyone remembers when like that Chinese dude went around and would like whip like towels off of his body and like the plates would stack on their stomach. Like that is all Emily's For You page.
Yeah, that is pretty
it's
accurate.
Like a very accurate representation of her For You page.
Or like animals like doing like human type stuff like to like weird rap music. Like somebody like made like a weird edit for it with like weird like a frog with like a hat on and you're like, what is this?
Needless to say, you simply could not relate.
Exactly. Like I think that shit's hilarious. You would watch it and be like, I'm concerned for your mental health.
But like knowing you and just being around you literally all the time.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing. I just like am around you all the time and like constantly talking. It like is starting to be funny to me now too. But like if you're in that like very mentally draining friendship or like a friendship that's kind of like coming to an end, it's like that really is the feeling. It's honestly too like if that didn't resonate with you, it's almost like if you were speaking Spanish to me and I can only speak English. You don't like what?
I don't get it.
I don't know comprehend.
Yeah. Me no comprehend.
Me no comprehend. So also I think our last talking point to being in a mentally draining friendship is like when you kind of see them like text or call you and you like kind of get a little like annoyed.
Yeah, or like a uneasy feeling because you're like, oh God, like I don't want to even talk to them. And they're like and also like that's one of those things where it's like
I mean, I also might be the problem in that situation, but
yeah, but also like you just shouldn't like feel like that when your friend calls you. Like it's different if you're like, yeah, oh God, I've had like the longest day and like I'm not trying to like talk to this person like because
to anybody.
Yeah, exactly, because I don't want to talk to anybody. Then being like every single time this person sends you a text or calls you or Snapchats you, you like feel like almost sick at your stomach because you're like, I don't want to like interact with you. Like probably a big red flag that it's like not a good friendship.
Yeah, and like I mean, there's like different reasons for why you might feel that way, of course.
Right.
Like, I mean, I have some friends that like when they call, it will be like 45 minutes to an hour plus of talking. And it's like, I just cannot do that right now. And I think that's like a different like
no, that's what
feeling.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier where it's like sometimes you just don't even want to just like do that because you don't want to do that. But then there's other people where you're like, I genuinely feel sick when I see your name on my phone because you're like, ugh.
Yeah, like I'm just like over you and your drama and your bullshit, and I cannot hear about this like gross guy that you've been talking to one more time.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's the same thing every time. And like, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, do you really need me or am I your fucking like
therapist?
Yeah.
Go charge that bitch. Not me, honey. Not me.
I mean, kind of on the opposite side of what we've talked about so far is like the pick me style friend. So like the friend who's
worst
like
type.
Honestly, the worst type of fucking person.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably make a whole episode about pick me girls.
Honestly, if you know anything about Emily and I, we hate pick me people. And now does that make us sort of pick me because we're trying to be the complete opposite? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, we do pick me shit all the time, but like not
we try not to be like obvious.
Yeah. But this type of friend is like the friend who's like only has a bunch of guy friends because like girls are too much drama. And it's like, first of all, just if you don't have any friends, just say that. Like, what do you like? Okay, chill, bitch. Don't act like you like to go watch football with the boys every Saturday. Then just hang out with a bunch of girls. Like, I'm sorry, no. This is like the same bitch who like always has something negative to say about you when you're like around a group of people. Like they're like, oh my God, remember that one time when you like shit yourself at Becca's birthday party? And you're like, I thought we said we were never going to talk about that ever. It's like, why are you even saying that?
Well, not even that. Like, I mean, that's a very extreme example. But I also feel like when they treat you different around others versus like when you guys are like, in your like own little group or whatever, like, that to me is like the biggest red flag. Like, honestly, that's kind of like when a guy is like different around you versus like his bros. Friends. Like, oh my God, that is the grossest thing to me. Like, if you cannot be who you are around me, around this person or whatever, obviously at work might be a little bit of a different story. But like besides there, if you can't be yourself around any group of person, like, ugh, it frustrates me.
It's one of those things, and I feel like this kind of goes into what we were talking about earlier. It's like I can spot when you're like gonna be a fucking snake type of person so earlier than other people can, is like this type of behavior. Like when you are acting different around other people than you act when it's just me and you. That's fucking the biggest red flag, because it's like you have not one single personality that like you can be. Like, you feel like you have to change for all of these other people for people to like you. Like, that's not normal.
And that goes into like kind of feeling like it's a competition with that person. Because like then when you're around other people, like they're always trying to like one up you. They're always trying to one up you. You could say that I went skydiving yesterday and they're like, well, one time I went skydiving in Switzerland and da 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 da. Like, they always have to have like a one up. Like, they've always been there, they've done that, whatever. But like by yourself, like that's not the case. But like around others, they always have to be like, whoa, blah 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 blah. Like, I cannot stand that.
Well, I mean, competition also goes into like, you can't just like tell this person about like a win in your life, because they will never just be like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. It will always be like, let's say I get a raise and I tell you, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so excited and I just wanted to like tell you because like I'm so happy about it, but like I just got like a 3% salary raise, and you would be like, oh my God, that's actually so crazy because like I just got a 5%. And instead of just being like even if you did, just don't say anything. Just be like, I'm so happy for you. That's great. Like, what are you gonna do with that extra coin now, bitch? Like, get your bag, like whatever. Like, just let them fucking have it.
Yeah.
If your friend is like never letting you have like little wins in life, they are pick me type friend, and they are toxic.
Yeah, and especially like, even if they don't allow you to have it, but even then if you start to become like afraid to tell them of your wins.
Right, because you're like, they're just never gonna let me just say it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be a salary. It could literally be like literally the smallest thing. Like, oh, like I got a discount at blah 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 because I spent X amount of dollars. They'll be like, actually I was there last week and I actually spent $27 more than you, and I actually got a 30% more of a discount. And you're like, okay, you're just lying.
I know. I cannot. And like, you literally cannot have a single win in life with those type of friends. And also like, they always seem to be doing stuff for like the validation of others and the satisfaction of others. So like,
by putting you down too.
Yeah. So also like, okay, now don't get me wrong. Do I appreciate a good Instagram photo? Yes. Do I maybe get dressed up to take Instagram photos? Yes.
Did we do that all day 2 days ago?
Yes, we did. But when like every single event or anything that you do, like it's all about the Instagram picture. So like you're going out for the night and they have to get an Instagram picture or they're miserable. And then the rest of the night, like, doesn't matter. Like, dude, they get that picture, then they're sitting there editing their fucking picture. They post it like they had an amazing time, but yet they're sitting in the corner.
That's so true.
Drinking their vodka cranberry, and then go home and they literally were miserable the whole time. But like based off Instagram, it looks like they had the most lit time at the club.
That's so true. Like, and I mean, if you are doing everything for the aesthetic, like do it, good for you, whatever. But like, do not make other people like miserable because you have to like achieve this Instagram photo. Like, we literally were talking about this yesterday because like we started a vlog. Okay, like we're vloggers now. But we kind of talked about like one of our like things that we want to make sure that we never do is like making other people who we're with, like friends, like if we're out with friends, like we never want to make them feel like weird.
This is also their job too. Like, it's not their job.
Yeah, like weird or uncomfy because it's like, oh, I need you to redo that because we need
like
to take a video
don't allow
of it.
them to eat their food until we get the perfect picture or perfect
like,
video.
Shit
for
like
whatever.
that is like so annoying.
No, like when you're, and this is the type of people that we are. Like when we're out with our friends, like the amount of times we don't take pictures and we don't post stuff and we don't like. The only time we ever take pictures when we go out is when you and I are together and we're like drunk and we're just like, yeah, let's take pictures, whatever. Like, but other than that, it's like,
right.
I don't know. Enjoy the moment. And if you cannot enjoy the moment,
right,
that's a pick me friend. And they're probably not going to be a good friend at the end of the day because they're selfishly with you for a reason.
Yeah.
They're not.
Also, like, you know what sucks about this type of friend is like, they're the type of bitch who you're like, I really didn't like that Instagram photo. Or like, I really don't like that photo. Like, can you post the other one on Instagram? If you post one, they're like, well, like, I look good in it. And you're like, you only look good because I look bad.
Yes.
Like, and then they still post it. And I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Yes. Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah. To that point, if your friend is posting a bad photo of you sort of on purpose to make themselves look good,
I be seeing
terrible fucking
dude,
friends.
I will literally see somebody post a photo on Instagram and like their friend looks like horrible in it. And their friend normally looks like good, if not better than that person. I'm like, that is a shit friend. Like I literally will be like, I would, like if you posted a photo and I was like that other person in it, I would literally call you and be like, take that down right now.
Well, we also have a different relationship, but I would never do that anyway. I mean, like now, don't get me wrong. Like, are there pictures where like I personally don't think that I look the best, but it's not terrible.
No,
you know?
It's different. But like if other people are actively noticing how bad the other person looks, like that's different. Like if you just notice because it's like little insecurity that you have about like for me, it's like, oh, like certain angles I don't like because my fucking lazy eye. But like if nobody else notices, nobody notices. Yeah. But if I'm in this bitch looking cross-eyed as a motherfucker and you're like, post, I look cute, I would literally be like, hello, Patchy the Pirate needs to go be edited. Like fix that shit.
Okay, so those are our 5 red flags that we feel are like top in friendships or like that you kind of see on the daily, have been a part of, will probably still be a part of. You contribute to the problem. Yeah, I was about to say like whatever.
I feel like for all of these, we've actively been on both sides. Like we have been the problem and we have also received that energy from another person. So like that's why we were able to speak to it.
Yeah, but we also thought it'd be interesting to kind of say our like friendship non-negotiables, like things that we look for in a friend to like that would be like a positive thing, like a green flag almost, or like things that we would think that like
are necessary to like take it from like an acquaintance to like an actual friendship.
Exactly. Like I can hit you up for coffee or whatever. So to kind of start, like I personally like need a free flowing friendship. Like I don't need to always be at your beck and call because like that's not a friendship to me. Like if I have to talk to you 24/7 for us to be friends, I can't.
Get your pick me ass out of here. Yeah.
But with that too, it's like if I'm with you and it's like a free flowing conversation, like the energy is super good, like it's not an interview, like I'm not interrogating your fucking life. It's just like literally I cannot tell you the last time I asked you how your day was.
That's the thing. Like
your ass walks in and you said, I had a shit day at work, and like it's just or how it should be.
I just walk in and start singing some song.
Yeah, like
and then but we were like when we were prepping this episode, we were talking about like nothing is more telling that like a friend or not even a friendship, like an acquaintanceship's never gonna get to a friendship if you are constantly like having to ask questions. Like if the conversation's not just flowing, like that's a weird vibe. Like I think the energy's weird.
And there's a difference. I think like the first like time or two you meet them, they might not be as open or as like.
I mean,
for me, and the thing is, for me, I'm a Leo. I could talk to a brick wall. I can literally, I don't know what a stranger is. Like
I have ADHD, so like I totally understand.
I've never met a stranger in my entire life.
Yeah,
but like I kind of can give them the benefit of the doubt in that sense that like
some people might say that's annoying.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying more like they might not be as open up front, and I have to like understand that like my personality and theirs might take them a time or two. But like if after that like second time you meet them and it's still like weird,
yeah,
because like I can understand like being intimidated or like nervous up front, but like
I mean,
that's gotta go.
When you're talking to people like us, I can totally understand being intimidated. Like, shit. I mean, I'd be intimidated if I walked in the room too.
I mean, look at us.
I mean, look at us.
Look at us. 10 out of 10.
I mean,
never been hotter. Never been done before.
Yeah, I mean, hot, funny. I mean, top tier puss. I mean, you don't get better than that.
That puss be a 10 out of 10.
I mean, we still talking about friends? I don't know.
I don't even know at this point.
But yeah, I mean, totally. It's like the energy needs to be very similar in all aspects. Conversation, like, I don't know, how you guys are approaching, like, the hangouts, like, all of that just needs to be kind of met in the middle.
Exactly.
And I feel like that kind of, like, once all that's there, it's like, in order for that to be there, you almost like have to have like pretty similar interests, like with your friends. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Emily and I are complete fucking opposite people when it comes to interests. But we're also very fucking similar.
I was like, yeah, it's like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I feel like with all of my friends, it's like we have like our little like things that we have in common. And then other than that, I feel like the reason it works is because we're so different. So it's like you have to have like the yin and yang to your relationship. Like there's stuff that we have in common that we could literally talk about for forever. But there's also stuff that I like have interest in that you will literally never in your life have interest in, and vice versa. Like, it's
I think the cool part about that too is like, I will never have an interest in it, but there's like the environment where like you can tell me about it and it's completely like normal and like I'll listen. Yeah. I just don't I don't know what Sasuke or whatever fucking character you're talking about, or like when you send me a video of Vinny Hacker sitting on the top of like the hype house and you're like ha ha ha, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Drooling. Yeah,
man is just standing on top of a roof.
No, like, Vinny's anime TikTok account, you guys, it's the hottest thing. It's like, forget his thirst traps. I don't even care. This man will make like edits of like anime videos and be like, sorry guys, not my best work, and I'm like, it's Picasso. Like
Picasso.
Vinny, you're kidding me, right?
Vincent Van Gogh, bitch. Like, Vinny, you did it.
You're kidding me. But like, yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, like, you will still reciprocate the energy because we're friends and we have interest in other stuff. And it's like, even
like, your friends shouldn't put you down for other interests that you have, or like things that you enjoy doing, just because they can't relate.
That's so true. Like, I feel like so many times it's like, nothing feels worse than when you share something you're really excited about and your friend's like, you're weird. Yeah. Or like, I don't care. And you're like, okay, well, fuck.
I mean, like, I don't genuinely understand what you're talking about half the time when it comes to anime shit, but I'm like, yeah, cool.
I mean, kind of like when you talk about the gym. Yeah. Like, I literally, you'll be like explaining something that you did at the gym, and I'll be like, get it. And in my head, I'm like, you're saying all these words, and it's like
the other day, it was like, so funny because you were like, when you say clean, what do you mean?
After like 2 months of hearing her say this word, I was like, maybe I should.
I gotta ask.
Because I was like, I can only go so long with being like, I get it, because I'm like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
Does that even mean?
No, but it's, I mean, yeah, like at the end of the day, like, it's, you should still have a supportive friend through your common ground and your like differences.
Yeah.
This kind of also goes into like life aspirations. I feel like
this is like a really big one for me.
Exactly. Like, to me, the biggest thing we need to have in common is our life aspirations. Like, I don't care what your favorite color is. I don't care if you like anime or the gym. Like, whatever. But like, if you aren't a motivated, ambitious person, I like simply cannot be around you.
It's not even that. It's like, you need to be on the same level that person's on aspirationally. Like, you could both be bums. That friendship's going to work out. You could both be go-getters. That's going to work out. But if one is one and the other one isn't, like, it just isn't going to work, because there's going to be a point where you're like exhausted. It's going to turn into that like draining friendship, because you're like, I can't stand how unmotivated this person is. Or vice versa. You're like, I cannot stand how busy this person is all the time and how ambitious they're being. Like, and I mean, we talk about it all the time. It's like, we're in a like go phase in our life, and like some of our friendships have suffered because of that, because it's like you really do run out of stuff to talk about, because it's like, you don't have to be in the same aspirational career path that we're going in, but like, if you have something, I mean, for us, it's like, you need to have something bigger than the here and now for us to be like attracted to that kind of friendship.
Yes.
and to like keep it.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like,
yeah,
in my sense, like for me, I need someone who's like ambitious, a go-getter, like, and even honestly, like in a significant other. And I like, that's why
exactly.
I find it so hard to find any guy of interest because I don't see that up front. And now, do I give him the time of day to tell me that? Not really, but like,
I mean,
you kind of get the vibe right off the jump.
You do,
but
definitely.
even like in friendships, like, I mean, our friendship essentially works as well because we both are very ambitious and excited about things outside of our day-to-day life that we've created for ourselves. And I think that is so hard when you have friends, especially like from home, that like they're supportive of it, but they don't get it. So then they're just kind of like, oh, okay, like I'm okay, like just working my 9 to 5 and doing whatever at night and watching The Bachelor. And like, that's okay too, but like I at a point, ran out of things to go to you about.
Yeah, at a point, it does, like, that divide slowly gets bigger and bigger because it's like we're on such different paths in life.
Right.
I mean, this kind of goes into, like, this next point that we wrote down was, like, lifestyles and morals.
Yes.
Like, if we're not rocking the same lifestyle, it's going to be really hard to, like, have a lot of stuff in common.
Right. Like, when I first met Emily, she was, like, you know, on the street doing crack cocaine.
Yeah, I mean,
she was doing a lot of drugs and like,
I mean, I literally did. I was homeless.
Yeah,
I was doing crack.
Yeah,
I was actually part of a punk rock band. Like, it was totally different.
You know, when I met her, I just thought this girl could never be my friend. But then I realized after a fun night of Halloween that like, you know, she stole a vacuum and I was like, this could be my bitch. It might be the meth talking, but this could be my bitch.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
And we got her clean. We put her up in a high rise.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
And the rest is history. Not totally kidding, but really like.
Not really kidding about the crack thing.
No, well, you don't do well. She takes Adderall, not illegal substances. Okay.
I do not do crack.
No. But yeah, like, I mean, if like, I don't think I could be friends with someone who like steals on a daily basis or like likes to vandalize things or again into drugs or like that's just like not my crowd.
Right. And like, and it's one of those things too where it's like I feel like when you mature, like I don't know, when we're in high school, like you kind of hang out with
we were also both in college and had boyfriends like this.
Exactly, but like when you hanging out with those people, you're kind of like, okay, I fuck with you, but when you're out of that like lifestyle or you're out of that like sense of your morals and you're onto something else, it's like those friendships are gonna fade so fast because you guys have nothing in common. And it's like you feel bad when you're around them because you're like, this is wrong and I know it's wrong for like me.
Yeah, but also you get sucked into it so easily too that like even if you feel wrong about it, you know this isn't who you are at like your core.
Right.
It's so easy just to get like wrapped into that.
Definitely.
So yeah, lifestyle and morals is like a massive thing. As I'm getting older too, that like
I mean, definitely. Yeah.
I need to like I pay attention to in my friends.
Yeah.
And then last one for us and our non-negotiables is that you need to have like an uplifting, encouraging, supportive friendship. Like kind of going back to like if you can't be supportive of my like interests and my common like my goal in life, then like what are we doing here?
Right.
Like if you don't want to lift me up and when I'm happy and at my highest moment, just like you would if I'm down fucking bad, like I need both.
Right. Yeah, that's like what you said right there is like we talked about it in like our shit happens episode, but like if you're not there when I'm at my highest and you're only there when I'm like down, like A, that's a red flag, and B, like that's not gonna be a lasting friendship because it's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like I would hope that more good things happen in my life than bad things. Right. So it's like for you to stick around through the good stuff is like that's when you know
and be just as supportive like to me through the good stuff as you would be through the bad
stuff. Yeah, like I don't know, a lot of like misery loves company, and like it's really easy to be there for people when they're down, but like to be there for people when they're doing good and they're like,
and like to have that friend like, which I know I'm like just as like guilty about not doing, but like also to have like a friend that like checks up on you like when you are good, like nothing is bad, they're like, hey, just like thought about you, like
literally.
I mean, I'm very bad about like doing that as well, and like I should be better, but like
I know it's so easy to check in when you know something's wrong, but like it's so crucial that like you do that when nothing's wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like I'm thinking about you all the time.
All the time.
All the time. 24/7. 365, baby.
But yeah, those are some friendship green flags basically that like we came up with that are very valuable to us. They're not may not be valuable to everybody, but maybe as you're kind of going through this stage of your life and you're like meeting new people, it's like, oh, those girls on that random podcast I decided to listen to on a Thursday said that that's a good thing.
Wow, they really changed my life.
Thing. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, take it for what it's worth, but also maybe evaluate like yourself in friendships and those around you. And if something is draining and just seems like it's not benefiting you in your life, cut it off.
Move on.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Well, with that being said, this was another episode of Society 97. Before we get into our little
sayonara message.
We would like to let you know that every single Tuesday we will now be posting a vlog on YouTube.
Woohoo!
And if you know me, this is like a lifelong dream of mine to become a vlogger.
Kellen is like getting off on the fact we have a YouTube channel now. So everybody please at least go watch the videos. Like, because like A, she's putting a shit ton of work into like editing these bad boys, and B, like we're really excited about it.
I think it's fun, and I think it's a different side of us that you'll see, because on the podcast we don't like necessarily need to air out like every day-to-day thing we do in life, but like the vlog does that.
Yeah. So if you care about how the fuck I made my eggs this morning, go check the vlog out, because I show you how I made my breakfast sandwich.
She makes a smiley face with her Pam, you know, so it probably sticks to the rest of the fucking pan. But
no, that was just on the video. I spread the rest of it later. Don't worry. I just
so you lying?
Yeah,
you lying to the viewers?
That was for the aesthetic.
But no, this vlog was honestly really fun. There's a lot of funny parts in it. I think it was really upbeat, and
it's very us. Like, I mean, it's just
you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
It's just raw, like unfiltered shit, like the rest of my life. Raw dog in life, baby.
But yes, definitely go check out our YouTube channel. It is just Society 97 on YouTube. We'll be posting links throughout the week. But yes, every single Tuesday there will be a vlog. So vlogs on Tuesday, podcasts on Thursday.
Yep.
And this is another episode of Society 97. I'm Kellen. You can find me at KellenRedK on Instagram.
And I'm Emily Starnes. You can find me on Instagram at Starnesy. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram as well. We are at Society97.pod on the gram. And then we are also on TikTok. Go follow us over there. We're at Society97pod on the TikTok.
Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel.
Woo.
Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And make sure you rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, because we're still doing a giveaway.
Yeah, $100 giveaway to one lucky winner.
One lucky winner. Also, you can now rate us on Spotify. So make sure you do that as well. And we'll see you next Thursday. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.